Alex, from your end, what other advantages are there for scoring leads in CRMs? And how does this approach differ when optimizing for PPC versus other marketing channels?
Oh yeah, okay. There are a number of really important advantages, I'd say, beyond optimizing PPC campaigns. So we use lead scoring for a number of things. So for non-PPC channels like email marketing or social media, scoring helps tailor the content and the timing of the interactions based on the lead readiness, right? So we're enhancing engagement so that we can get higher conversion rates. So unlike PPC, where lead scoring primarily, I would say, Aaron, informs targeting, keyword selection, so that we get in front of the right people on the right ads, right, with the right channels, the right paid media channels.
Mm-hmm.
Other channels that are not PPC, right, it guides our ability to personalize the content and when to send that content to people that are more engaged, right? So if we know who these folks are and what they're interested in, we can send them messages related specifically to what they're interested in that move them down the sales funnel. So what that allows us to do is just be a lot more personalized in our communications. We can automate those processes, which allows us to be highly efficient with our marketing teams and our spend. And when you layer this on with PPC, you have a multi-channel approach, right? That's really increasing the overall effectiveness of your campaigns, which all trickles down to return on investment. So we're driving higher sales conversion rates, higher return on investment. And then when working with PPC Profit Pros, we're optimizing all that data for profitability in the long run. So lead scoring is part of more of a holistic ecosystem where you take CRM, your various channels, and you identify engaged folks and get them to purchase more of your products and services.
Excellent points, Alex. I have just a question about that. So you mentioned email and PPC, really good information there. Are there any other channels that you're using your lead scoring with, maybe in a slightly different way, a nuanced way that's not PPC, that's not email?
Oh yeah. Thank you for asking. So let's take events, right? When we meet somebody, if you have a booth in an event or you have an experiential type activation and people are coming into this and we're capturing their data one way or another, you're going to meet some people that are more qualified and some that are less. A simple example is just, what do they do? What company do they work for? So what's their job title? What company do they work for? What event are they at? So if they're at a certain type of event, they may be more qualified, right? They might be an executive at the executive level, the C-suite. If they're at a broader event, you might have somebody, let's say, more at the director level, right? We're going to give them different calls to action over time, right? And we're going to score them differently. So a director might, if you're looking for the C-suite and you get a director, then they may not be scored as high. So events is one where we use lead scoring. Webinars. So if you have a webinar type channel, networking, we use lead scoring. So you're meeting people all the time, right? We want to know, okay, what kind of company do they work for? Where are they located? What networking event? Were there any kind of key pain points in that conversation that would go, ooh, we need to kick them over to sales right away, right? A lot of that stuff, it's a combination of setting up the CRM to track these behaviors and these demographic type criteria, but also training the sales team and executives. Think partners of organizations, owners, right? VPs. What are the key things that you're looking for when you're out there, right?
So it starts as scoring, and then it could be then many different types of email campaigns, that they get slotted into depending on how they score. And then you could also add in, sales and phone calls are needed.
Yeah, I mean, when we think about how do we communicate with folks, right? You might have email, you might have SMS if they've opted in appropriately, LinkedIn messages. So in a B2B space, we use LinkedIn a lot, right? These are all various parts of the sales sequence, right? A sales campaign. How do you get these people and book a meeting with them? But the whole point is that we're looking for more qualified people. And the same is true, another channel is associations. So in the B2B space, we often are looking at, okay, what are the key type of associations that our clients should be involved in, and how should they be involved? And when we get a prospect, where do they fit in our scoring model, right? A high score, we're going to treat them one way. A low score, maybe a different way over time. Does that answer your question?
Thanks for fleshing out a great omni-channel view there.
Yeah. And there's a lot of other channels too, right, Aaron? Right, depending on the type of client.